Hello, everyone. I'm Edita Satchel, and we will start in a couple of minutes. So we are waiting for everyone else to join. We have a lot of people who signed up today. Hello, everyone, again. We are waiting for others to join us. So we are going to give them a couple of more minutes to join us. A lot of people signed up today. Hello, everyone, again. Just one more minute one more minute before we start. Let's give other people a chance to join as well. One more minute and we will start. All right, so a lot of people joined us today. My name is Edita Satchel, and I'm the owner, the founder and CEO of Satchel Global. We do implement wellness and travel wellness programs for corporations and also individuals. But we will be talking today about how to talk about wellness in the workplace. Very exciting topic. A lot of people really truly signed up today, and a lot of people showed up. So this is amazing. Let's start each 4 minutes after the hour. So let's do that. All right. I want to start with spend a minute or two to talk about why I'm here. Why are we talking about that? And introduce myself to all of you. I'm Edita Satchel. I'm the founder and CEO of Satchel Global. I've been working in the corporate world for over 20 years, and I was working in the area of in the travel industry. You think about it, I've done it, right? Everything about travel, leisure, corporate, many other things. And I also traveled a lot. So I was a frequent traveler, and I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, traveled for business or leisure quite frequently, right before COVID. Whenever I traveled, I got sick. Um, and not only that I got sick, I had no time for my family. I didn't have that life-work balance. I missed almost every single performance at my daughter's school. Things that, you will never get back, right? You cannot repeat that whole thing. You cannot do it all over again. And um, I was miserable. I put on, I gained weight, 15 pounds. I couldn't lose it. Didn't know what to do. And during my corporate time, I created this such a global corporation, company, consulting firm, which actually focuses on wellness and also travel wellness, because I was a frequent traveler, and I still am, right? I even traveled during COVID, traveled with my daughter, and I traveled on business, on leisure, to Europe and within the US. I've been, ever since I created my company, I've been on TV many, many, many times. In the last 7 weeks, I've been on TV 16 times. I have another recording tomorrow, and I'm talking about health, wellness, when you travel, what to do, how to look your best, what to do, mental wellness, things that you should be doing at home and in the workplace. I've been quoted and published in many publications, travel publications, beauty, health, wellness publications. And, this is just a list of a few of them. And there are, like I said, there are way more over there. So people come to me, ask for expertise. They want support. And many wellness and travel wellness topics are very, very, very popular, and people want to understand. People are scared. They are nervous. They feel like a lot of stress and anxiety. And my job is to help them to and support them in those efforts to health and wellness and reaching their personal health and wellness goals. So what are we talking today about? Today we're talking about health and wellness. We will talk about, I know many of you are working for corporations, so we will talk about how much does it cost your company if you don't have a health and wellness program in place. We'll talk about inaction. What does it mean? And I will give you a perfect example of one of the companies that actually decided not to do health and wellness anymore. We'll talk about a definition of wellness, what it is and what it should truly be. We'll talk about what is your responsibility, what you should be doing and you should not be doing. We will talk about steps to get started. And I'm super excited because I will be sharing 3 secrets about wellness. And this is always, good to talk about. I love that. And of course, successful messaging for your peers, employees, and other people, even within your own family. All right, so I want to talk and start about why health and wellness. I'm sure some of you, or if not all of you, or many of you know, stress is the #1 reason for all diseases, every single one. It causes mental health issues, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, which then, moves into the physical symptoms, and then it converts into the chronic illness. But when I do presentations about wellness overall, stress impacts almost every single organ in our body. And we are surprised many times we are experiencing health problems, but we never, or sometimes we don't even think that it's caused by stress. Why are you stressed out? Okay, something didn't work out in my life. I wanted something and I didn't do it, right? Or someone was screaming at me at work or at home or on the street, right? I mean, this is what stresses us out. Stress also causes obesity. Even, a lot of people are eating a lot when they are stressed out. I personally cannot anything if I'm stressed out. But even if you are not eating when you are stressed out, you are still gaining weight. And this is amazing. 40% of obesity actually causes cancer. This is medically proved. A lot of people who have problem with obesity, diabetes, they move into the next phase, which is cancer. They develop cancer, and this is a huge problem. Of course, overwork, burnout, this is something that leads to poor productivity. And you can read, I don't want to read all of those slides here, but you can see that there are so many things that that impact our health and wellness. And of course, stress is one of them, and actually number one. I want to talk a little bit about money. How can you define the cost? And that's a slide which I put together to visually show you that things actually cost. The lack of health and wellness costs us money. So look at this. If someone takes a 3-month medical disability leave, right? The company may pay, may not pay, but someone actually pays for that. And many times it is a company that pays for it. And even if you have your own private business, you end up paying in some way for the fact that your person is absent. So let's say average $50 per hour, 40 hours a week, 4 weeks, 3 months, $24,000, right? If you are thinking about employees who are more expensive within your organization, I don't know, increase that $100 per hour. Think how much more it will cost you. Then you have to pay for the substitute resource, right? There may be one person, more people. Again, let's say $24,000 for that period of time based on the salary, $50 an hour. Now, there is things that is sometimes more difficult to measure, which is project delays. When you have the delays in projects or things are not done on time, you have to pay penalties many times. And people, corporations, companies are getting very smart because they say, if you don't meet a deadline, there is a penalty, the money you will pay me. So let's say at a minimum $10,000. What else? Substitute employees or employees who have to take over the work of their colleague are getting overwhelmed. They have to do their own work and someone else's work. Their productivity is impacted. Let's say, they go on a sick leave. They may go on a sick leave, let's say put $5,000 for it, right? What about increased insurance premiums? Those insurance premiums actually are increased across the entire company, because if you think about that, if you are in the HR department, you know that if one person takes so much leave and claims, medical claims, other people are impacted because, of course, the insurance companies are looking at the company as a group. So all of us are sort of penalized for the fact that someone else, let's say, is stressed out, is sick, and is not doing well. So let's say at minimum, when you think about it, it's $60,000 plus. That is actually quite a lot. And this is just one person. So think about, all the employees you may have within a company. So I heard not everything can be measured. So I want to talk a little bit about the fact that where we are now, returning to the office will be challenging for many people. They are already stressed out about the current situation, and they are stressed out about the unknown. There are no statistics. There is no one who will tell you, hey, how can we measure that? How many people are stressed out and what's the level of stress, right? There are no statistics yet because we have never done it before. The companies have never abandoned their offices. This is something we've done for the first time. And people are distracted. They are nervous. They are gossiping. They are talking. Because now companies are getting ready to the hybrid return to the offices, right? I mean, especially the sales team members, they have to meet clients, they have to meet suppliers, and you have to do certain activities and work to do it in person. So it's important that that's something taken under consideration. And people worry about their own well-being and the well-being of the people they love. So think about how that life of those employees are impacted, and also our life, our family life, our sisters, daughters, sons, husbands, and other people around us, right? So there are so many unknowns as we see that, right? And my question is, what do you do to prepare yourself? Because everything starts with you, to prepare your teams, to prepare the people who are around you. You have responsibilities. If you are managing people, if you are influencing people, if you are responsible for running your own company, you are responsible for your family members. You need to think about that. What can you do? How are you starting? And you have to start with yourself. And the biggest question is, can you afford an inaction? Can you afford the fact that you are doing nothing in terms of health and wellness, and what to do about that, how to support others? So let's take a look at that so-called inaction. I don't know if some of you have heard very recently Mr. Jason Fried, who is the CEO and co-founder of a company which is called Basecamp. It's like a sort of social media within a corporation. And this gentleman sent a note to employees. So if I were, if we were doing this presentation live in a conference room, I would ask you, how many people have heard of that? And he sent an email, a memo to his employees just saying, at our company, you will no longer be able to have societal and political discussions. You will no longer have health wellness benefits. This is amazing. He basically listed them. He said fitness benefits are no longer there, wellness allowance, farmers market share, continuing education allowance. Instead, he's saying we will give you money for this year. So they are going to give them the equivalent, so-called equivalent of the money that they could potentially spend on it, right? But it's for this year only. What about the next years, right? He's also saying there are going to be no more committees, which will be a group of people discussing a topic and not only discussing, but deciding on a topic. He's basically saying in his memo that only one person gets to decide. And it's not him, it's the person who was hired to do that job. Usually, of course, it's the C-level employee or others. So think about that, like no more committees, no more group decisions. Also 360 performance reviews. Some of them in some corporations probably have done it, are familiar with this. Peer reviews are not useful. This is what he's saying in his message, and he wants to change that. So you can only imagine if you Google it. Bloomberg had an article, many publications had an article about that, because employees started to complain. And you can see on the right hand side a couple of just messages that were sent as a response to that memo. Not a good thing, not good publicity. So this is the so-called inaction. How much does the inaction cost you? It's your reputation, not only as you as a leader, but also as a company. So think about that before you make drastic changes within your own organization, or even decide not to do certain things. So this is, like I said, this is huge. All right, so what's your personal definition of wellness? I want to pose a few questions, things that you can think of. Because like I said, you start with yourself, you start with you, with your own teams, with your people around you, right? So what is that? How do you take care of yourself, of your well-being? How do you take care of your employees, your team members, your significant others, and people around you? Many companies actually say, well, we have a wellness program. And what is it when I ask? They said, oh, it's an access to the gym. All right, that's a wellness program, right? Is this really the case? Is this supposed to be? Is there more? What is that more, right? And just thinking about that. So I want to show you what wellness in the workplace should really be. What is it, what language to use, the messaging, and what can you do about it? How can you implement that? Starting with the wellness, when you look at that, wellness is just it's not enough. Access to the gym is not enough. And I just want to highlight it that people are thinking, or corporations are thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm working with a medical company, there is something, online or whatever it is, employees can go there many times. I worked for corporations. When I asked about, I ask about, where can I get a financial wellness information? Oh, go online. We are working with Aetna or whatever other medical, insurance company is there. First of all, I could never find anything there. There was anything about, let's say, financial wellness. And there was nothing about, it was all about going to the gym. And what I was able to find was, oh, if you want to go to the gym, we have a special deal and it may be 10% off, and so on, right? And I'm thinking, oh my Lord, that's the wellness, right? But there are some companies who are really good at about that and taking care of their employees. I worked for a couple of those companies, which were quite nice. But when you look at that, and even when you think about your own health and well-being, you need to think about all the aspects of that wellness. And it's the physical, it's the workout, but not only workout, other things like medical regular checkups. It's that your body wellness, emotional, career. How can you fall in love with your career again? That's the question this career wellness should answer. Do companies have that kind of wellness in place? When I worked for corporation, that was never the case. What about intellectual, improving your skills? What about nutrition? How can I eat better? What should I be eating? How can I cook? And nutrition, I worked for one company which actually had information about nutrition, healthy eating, and it wasn't online. We had a gentleman who came to us and was able to talk to us, and he was a health coach. And now I am a certified integrative nutrition health coach, and I talk about all of those areas. Look about social, financial wellness, travel wellness, especially now when we are ready to go back to travel again, right? And spiritual wellness. Spiritual is very important to a lot of people. So what is it? And it's not your responsibility. I have to tell you, the entire circle of wellness is your responsibility, whether you do it for yourself, for your company, for your loved ones. Every dimension of that is important, and especially when we are thinking about the needs of very individual needs. We are working in different communities, social backgrounds, with people who have different interests, right? And we have to remember that there is more than just access to the gym when it comes to wellness, and we're responsible for all of it. So how to get started? I want to make it easy for you and give you the tools that you need to be able to move on, and after the presentation, start doing that. So step number one, start by defining the company definition of wellness, or even your own definition in each of these areas, dimensions that you can see. How measure yourself from 1 to 10, when 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. How do you feel about your financial wellness? How do you feel about your emotional wellness? How do you feel about your career? Measure yourself today, and then do the same test 6 months from now. And of course, between now and 6 months from now, you should be doing taking steps to improve it, right? And again, everything starts with us. And then it's a ripple effect. It goes into our employees and the entire corporation, organization, right, we work for. So definitely every single aspect should be taken under consideration. And like I said, measure yourself from 1 to 10. And of course, 10 is the strongest, right, in each and every single area. What else can you do? When you are working for in a corporation and you're responsible for people, even within small teams, ask them. When you do a performance review, when you have a chat in the kitchen, ask them, what's your definition of wellness? Survey them. Make it fun. Reward them for answering questions, and use keywords. Keywords may be every single item that you see here in those dimensions of wellness. Use keywords that work for you. Use keywords that work for your corporation. So definitely something you should start doing. And again, it doesn't even have to be very official. It can be like start small, right? Start with yourself, ask yourself, and then start, again, simple conversations with your team members, with your colleagues, with your peers, and then move on to bigger groups. What else can you do? Step number 3, I talk about developing a message and, of course, implementing, because you know what? When you ask questions, people will wonder, oh, are they planning to do something else? Yes, you may not, but it's all about when you ask questions and receive answers, what will you do with them? And I will show you a few things that you can do, a few examples, and I hope they will sparkle some ideas and give you some opportunity to think, what else can you do? How else can you improve your own health and the people who are working with you in the same workplace? So I want to share 3 simple yet powerful secrets. I'm super excited because there are things that you can do, and I am, some of the secrets are about the fact that you don't have to spend a penny any money, a cent, right, on a dollar, let's say, on some of those activities and ideas that I want to share. And I want you to just simply remember everything is doable, everything can be done, and everything, nothing is difficult. I just want you to make sure you understand then things are important to you, should be, when it comes to wellness, and also the people around you. So what can you do? What are the secrets? So secret number one, you can quickly and cost effectively, that's why I talk about the money, enhance your employees' wellness without spending thousands of dollars on the health insurance premiums and, paying for access to the gym that no one is using. Because many corporations, when they tell me, Edita, when we go and evaluate their wellness programs, which they have in place, they say, oh, we have access to the gym. So I ask them, what's the adoption? How many people go there? And this is, pre-COVID. Now they still, right, are able to use gyms, because I go to the gym and there is almost none, and very small, limited. And I'm not talking about the fact that it is COVID now. Even before COVID, the adoption was small. They didn't know what to do, and corporations were spending thousands of dollars on those. So what can you actually do? What can you do with this money, that instead of paying for the gym access or the high insurance premiums, how can you spend that money? Simple thing. I worked for one of the companies which actually did that. And I know of so many other companies that did that. Provide healthy meals. And I'm not talking about whenever the guests are arriving or salespeople have a team meeting or whatever, and people are out of town coming to the office. Breakfast, snacks, other things. When you think about, and I don't know if any one of you is working in the Silicon Valley, when you go to San Francisco or that area, oh my God, there are walls of snacks. I visited some of the companies there, worked with them. If you go enter, there are very modern offices. There are very modern desks and spaces, areas. And all of this you can see, are all of them. We are, I'm sorry, I just needed to respond on the chat. All of it, you were able to see and enjoy a snack as an employee, and you had a choice. And when I say a wall, it was truly a wall of snacks, healthy snacks. People were able to have breakfast, cereal, or whatever they desired, and it wasn't expensive. So why to spend money on things? Many employees are rushing to work in the morning. They are not able to sometimes have breakfast, right? But they have an opportunity to do it in the office. So think about it. Simple thing, yet powerful. Secret number two. All right, what is it? With this one strategy, you can easily decrease travel costs by even 50% and create a healthy, affordable, and highly productive travel experience. Again, like I mentioned, my company, we are doing wellness. We create and implement wellness and travel wellness programs. Travel wellness programs are separate from wellness programs. So I have to tell you, a lot of corporations they started looking into travel wellness programs, and this is something definitely your company should be investing. And this is that sort of review that I already said that what it is: implement a travel wellness program in place. I have to tell you, some of the cost goes down even by 50% with simple techniques. One of the examples that I can give you is, many corporations are, what do? They say, well, you are no longer allowed to travel business class, right? Because we are cutting costs. So if you are flying New York to LA and you have a connecting flight in Texas, what do? You just take that connecting flight. Sometimes it is red eye, or most of the times, because this is the cheapest option, you are arriving exhausted and totally not looking yourself, irritated, tired. And what do you have to do? Present, entertain. You have to look your best. You have to be, at 100% all the time, right? When you are traveling. But instead of that, spending, cutting the cost and saying, hey, no, you are no longer doing this. And I'm saving as a company, I'm saving $500 because the flight from LA or New York to LA may cost business class $1,000, but the economy class would be $500, so we are cutting cost. But instead of cutting that cost in that way, they can say, look, we are cutting the cost, but we are paying for access to the business lounge. So during your connecting flight, when you have time, instead of going and spending money on food in a airport restaurant, you can go and enjoy multiple snacks, unlimited snacks, healthy snacks at the business lunch. Look how much money is spent on cocktails, wine, champagne. You have it for free in those business lunches, right? So this is basically, I would say, no-brainer when you think about it, but many companies are not thinking in that way. This is how you are truly spending money. And even when you think about your personal travel, vacation for you and your family, and you decide, hey, it may be too expensive to travel business, that's what you can do. Purchase for yourself access to the business lounge so you are there and traveling and be comfortable. What's the secret number 3? Secret number 3 is the fastest way to get near almost 100% adoption of your health and wellness programs is to stop advertising the benefits and instead implementing this one powerful strategy. How many companies, and even I'm pretty sure in your own workplace, how many companies actually all they do is just, hey, health and wellness, you should do this, you should do that, benefits, you will lose 10 pounds, or you will look better, you will feel better, whatever. It's all about, they talk about benefits and doing this, but they are not doing that's one simple yet powerful strategy. So what is that? So I want to share that with you. The strategy is, well, I call this gamification is the name of the game. If you don't reward employees, if you don't tell them, hey, it is fun, wellness is fun, health is fun, and this is how it is fun. Show them how fun this can be. Drive healthy competition. You will improve adoption. People will be energized. Not only this, I see companies who are actually rewarding them in such a way, employees in such a way that they say, look, if you are doing that, your health insurance premiums will be covered by us slightly, 50%, or even maybe 100%. Many corporations do it. So ask your own HR, your benefits person, ask yourself if you have it for your own employees, because some smart companies, they know if they can incentivize their employees, increase adoption, then their employees are healthier, are more productive, more effective in those tasks and activities that they do, right? So think about that in that way as well. All right, so now you know what to do and not to do. And you also know that communication and messaging are the key areas for all of us to be effective in what we do, right? We need to asset needs, we need to create action plans, we need to drive results. And how can you do it and be effective? So I always talk about the fact that, if you want to do it by yourself, of course, you have to start with yourself, but then move it onto your employees, your team members. Collaborate. Like I said, start with having those discussions in the kitchen, cafeteria, other places. Ask your colleague and staff for feedback. Are the programs good for now? How many times do we measure success of those programs which we have in place? They should actually, every time, even before they are implemented, they should have something which is called the key success metrics defined to be able to do that. Are they realistic? Can you do it? Can you not? So just think about that in that way. Talk about how to adopt language to fit your company comfort zones. Many companies, it's all about the messaging, right? Many companies may think, you know what, we are not ready yet to use those keywords, which is mental health, mental well-being. They may say we're not ready yet. So look for words that they can easily replace them. It may be maybe ability to focus. It may be something like comfort in conversations. It may be something like a meaningful conversation. Other things which are comfortable for your employees. Messaging is key. You don't want to upset anybody. You don't want them to feel like, oh my God, she's now invading my privacy. Or he, of course, right? No, it's not about that. It's about being smart. But what helps really is to use, again, the words and language that your own employees, your colleagues, your friends, family members are using. So you want to make sure that you are on the same page with them. All right. So, and like I said, it's all begins with you. I would like to invite you because, like I said, it is really something that starts with you. And as I mentioned before, I work with individuals, I work with corporations. My company, we support all. I would like to personally invite you, and it's only for the 10 first people, and we have almost 100 here on the call. And I just want to say, for the first 10 people, I would like to show you and invite you to my 10 dimensions of health and wellness. And this is not something that you will find on my website. This is something that is really today and just right now that is available. So we go, it is an online program, we go very deep dive in every single area here. And when I said it starts with you, if you like it, definitely something it should be discussed with your team members, your company. And when I say financial wellness, it's not about how much money you have in your bank account. Absolutely not. But it's about how you think about your money. Is this enough? You may have $1 million in your bank account and you may say it's never enough. How you think about it. Or you may have $10, $100 in your bank account and you may say, you know what, that's enough. And that's about, financial wellness. All of it is important. So the special offer is what's included, and you can already see on the screen, the value of everything what's included is over $30,000, and the special offer is $250, and it's only for today. It's the 10 dimensions of health and wellness. And like I said, we go deep. It's a deep dive into those dimensions, and you don't have to do it on a scheduled time. You do it at home. You do it when you can, it at your time. I just posted the link to the checkout page for anyone who's interested. So you can click on that. This is access to that. What does it mean? You will have a comprehensive health and wellness digital curriculum. It's a 10-hour of intensive, a lot of information. When I say intensive, a lot of information, like an online webinars. And it's not, Edita is sitting there and just, talking about everything and nothing. No, you are getting this information you need. You are getting emails. It's a 10-day program. Every day you get emails with tips and tricks. Everyone benefits. It's your family that benefits. It's you. It's your employees. You get access to the Facebook community. It's a really total immersion in wellness. And that's really priceless. It will be the starting point to change your life. You will get supporting documents, templates that you can share with your employees, with your coworkers, with your friends. You can utilize by yourself, of course, right? And you get a lot of other things, especially for those who are getting ready to travel again. Europe is opening up for us, for Americans who are fully vaccinated. Other countries are opening up for us. Many states already opened up, like Texas. You don't even have to wear a face covering mask there, right? So just think about those. And this is a really limited time offer. And for today, because tomorrow the system will be down and I will no longer accept that. And this is for first 10 people. So I want to highlight that. One other thing which is important to know, and again, this is $250, value of $30,000. What I want to say is, if you like that, implement it, you love it, and share it with your company, and your company implements those programs, I will refund you that $250. This is very unique. I don't offer that to anyone, so only for those first 10 people. If you like it, if your company implements health and wellness programs, whether it's a presentation or training or implement a full program for them, if I work with your companies, you are getting a refund of that $250. So it costs you absolutely nothing. So, excuse me, what can you expect? Really, truly, this is the results which I've seen in people who have been doing this, but they pay way more for that. You will develop a totally different mindset. Many people we start this whole sessions, and even when people work with me one-on-one, everything starts with the mindset. If you need to know and do, have a good mindset to be able to open yourself up for new opportunities. A lot of people are like, why did it happen to me? Why is my life difficult and scary and everything else, right? When we think like that it's going to always be like that. But people on this program are losing weight. People are getting their glow back because there is a section about youthfulness, skin, beauty, especially for ladies. How can you fall in love with your career again? Oh my God, I get a lot of different questions about that. People are tired, exhausted, they don't know what to do. A very important and very good tactic to do, activate your champions. And I talk about how to do it, what to do it, and how to work with champions and who is a champion for you. How to reduce stress and anxiety, reinvent yourself. You'll be able to start, all over again. Not only that you will look better, slimmer, and nicer, you will feel amazing because now you're going back to the office. Now people will see you again. So it's a holistic approach to health and wellness. You will talk about money in a different way. You will think about money in a different way. You will stop working out in a way that you don't enjoy anymore. You may think like that's what happened to me in the past. I thought that if I go to the gym 5 times a week and work for an hour intensively, I will be as skinny as I don't know what, right? And I wasn't. My mindset wasn't there. I continued to eat the food I should not be eating. I never lost weight. I actually put on weight because my muscles started to build up, right? So, and I hated it. That's the part of it that I really didn't like it. And also, like I said, money mindset. Think about, what you can do with the cash flow, other things. Money should flow to you every day. And I will show you how to journal about money. This is amazing, right? How to write about money. But this is all mental health and wellness. This is where it starts. And of course, healthy travel. My company, we specialize in that as well. And you will get all the materials, all the templates, 1 email a day. And this is something which is you should not miss. So what others are saying, what other people are saying, this is one of the ladies who purchased it just recently, and she sent me an email and she said, I'm sending this note to say thank you. And it was totally unexpected. And I said, oh my God, I had tears in my eyes when I saw that email. And she said, thank you for all your time, efforts, and presentations, because even if it's online, I still talk to the people via email. If they call me, that's not a problem. And she said, 10 dimensions changed my life. You are so inspirational, etc., etc. You can read it. And of course, she's saying it's not only her who benefited from it, but also family members, employees, and other people. So just think about that, how great for such an inexpensive sort of investment it is. It's just a fraction of that cost. So who is this for? This is for someone, definitely for someone who wants to do everything that he or she desires. It's about the invincible mindset. It's about doing and knowing what you do. It's for someone who wants to change his or her life. I changed my life. I didn't know what to do about my life in terms of, health and wellness. I had no support when I was working for corporations. And during my time, I created my health and wellness programs because I needed to know what to do with my own life. I got jobs and I work with clients who I want to work with. I don't work with everyone. I don't work with everybody. I don't work with certain type of people. I don't have to. I have a choice. When you work in the corporation, you don't have a choice, but you can make it to be better and less stressful and more enjoyable. I will show you how. You can take your health and wellness under control. You can finally know what to do. So if you want to lose weight, if you want to take your life under control, that's definitely something for you to opt in. But if you are okay with the life that you have today, that's okay. It's your decision. You are making a decision. And this is totally okay. If you feel you are mentally, your mental health and wellness is there, doesn't impact your life, doesn't impact others, perfect. If you don't need to change your life, that's amazing. And, I want to congratulate you for that. Because you know what? There are not a lot of people who can say it. And if you are there, you don't need support, that's perfectly okay. But let's be honest with ourselves. Where are we with all those dimensions in every single dimension? How do we evaluate ourselves in those dimensions? How do we evaluate our companies in every single dimension? Do they provide you the support and tools that you need? So it's really, truly only for $250. Please take advantage of it. You will not regret. And like I said, what do we do as Satchel Global? We support corporations. We create employee training, webinars, education, different topics. Companies come to us with requests for different topics in the areas of health, wellness, mental health, wellness, and of course, travel wellness. Also we create and implement full wellness programs and full travel wellness programs. What that means is, it's not only that my company will just say, hey, you should do this and that. We hold your hand. We support you every step in the way. We look for gaps. We analyze those gaps. We look at contracts with suppliers that you have today. Everything is, of course, confidential. And we tell you, look, you have that contract with this supplier. This is how you should optimize it. And you should not spend a penny more on that contract, because my company's job is to ensure that you are not spending more money than you have to, and that you are already doing. It's all about knowing how to optimize it, what you already have, and not to spend a penny more. So when I work with individuals one-on-one, the online course, which is 10 dimensions, but also one-on-one coaching, which I do. And of course, everyone is invited to contact me directly for a totally free discovery call. It's a 60-minute conversation where we can analyze and take a look at, what's happening in your life, what's happening in your company. Definitely something you should take advantage of. It doesn't cost you anything. And we come up with some ideas. And group coaching, but this is the nice part, which is for travelers. When you start going back to travel, I have a program which is called Go with a Glow. So how to look and feel your very best. I do a lot of TV interviews when people travel, how to look and feel your very best before, during, and after travel. Super important, because the beauty, your looks define you. People you make a first impression, and people make a decision about you in the first 20-30 seconds. Some people even say it's 10 seconds. It only takes 10 seconds for people to make an opinion about you, whether you present or meet with a client, supplier, or other, people, right? Just think about that. So this is definitely something for an amazing, amazing program. So what I do, I take your itinerary, travel itinerary, and I create youthfulness for men, of course, itineraries to look at your skin type, at your health problems, if any, skin problems, if any. And like I said, it's for both men and women. I look at destination, climate, time zones, at everything that you need to take under consideration when you travel. Of course, nutrition, super huge. All right, so one more thing before I finish. Our next webinar is May 12th, which is also Wednesday, 1 p.m. We will take a deep dive into mental health and wellness. And I know you may say, oh my God, so many people talk about that, right? I have to tell you, yes, I will be going a deep dive. It's going to be a deep dive into health and wellness, mental health and wellness. But there is a new thing which no one talks about, which is health and wellness of your brain. So many people they forget things, they don't know what to do, and so on. How can you keep your brain 10 years younger? And it's amazing. And the key to it is even an exercise. You have to do certain exercise, but also food. You have to nourish your body, and then, your brain is nourished through the right food. We'll be talking about what to eat, what not to eat, so that your brain is healthy. And again, I have not heard anyone talk about that. So this is definitely something you should sign up. And I will be sending an email to everyone. Thank you, email. We will be sending that email and you will get an invite to that webinar as well. So I hope to see you there. And of course, I want to thank everyone. Oh my God, a lot of you are still here. Amazing. Only a few dropped. Thank you so very much. This is how you can contact me. This is where you can find me. Please, please, please take advantage of that $250 10 dimensions value of over 30,000. It's huge. And because again, I won't be doing this again. Maybe, I don't know, not really. I don't even know if I will do it again, but you will not find it on my website at all. So definitely something you should take advantage of. This is my telephone number, email address. If you need anything, please contact me. Schedule the discovery session. Just email me and say, Edita, I listened to your presentation, and just let me know, when can we schedule that. All right. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it, and have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you.